Hey guys, welcome to game 2 between Nrg.Cord, who's going to be subbing in for Perfection, versus Ekim. So Nrg.Cord starting in the upper right hand corner in orange, Ekim starting in the 5 o'clock position in red, and this is going to be on Tau Cross. So both Athena and Tau Cross being played, so similar maps in the fact that they're 3-player, otherwise not very similar, aside from the fact that there does tend to be, I don't know, it's I would say anti-zerg, which is surprising because we're going to see Cord here on this map in orange. I think both maps actually don't favor Zerg very much for various reasons. One, because of the blockable gap on this, although usually that's versus Protoss, but on the last map because of the very easy to hold cliffside edges between tanks and Marines, though I've seen plenty of Zerg win on it. Anyhow, should be fun. Quick shout out to everybody that's watching on YouTube. Again, you can watch live, or actually listen to live. We're going to work on watching live here in a minute. If you go to esports, I'm sorry, if you go to bwusa.org, we're going to work on going with esportstv.com to get the live casting. And interestingly enough, Ekim sealing himself in immediately, so putting that supply depot in the gap, so not blocking his opponent in, but blocking himself in, might be going for early drop cheese. In the meantime, looks like Cord is going to be sending an Overlord to the third spawn, so he's not in fact going to see Ekim not until his drone scout comes out. In the meantime, looks like he's gone for a 9 pool. This could really work against Ekim actually, unless he can get a quick Marine out. Supply depot going down, it's just for that extra drone though. It's a quick cancellation on it, so he's going to get a couple early Zerglings out and probably not speed upgrade them and immediately go into a hatchery after that. We'll see momentarily though, and getting a barracks right next to it. But yeah, sealing his front door against the Zerglings, very interesting maneuver. I would not be surprised to see him go quick drop or something along those lines. We'll see. In the meantime, looks like that spawning pool is almost up, and still no gas down in the meantime. Overlord being produced, so probably overpool here, or I should say, oh, this isn't quite a 9 pool. Actually, yeah, it is a 9 pool. I didn't catch whether that Overlord was produced first or second. I should have been paying a little bit more attention. Overlord now popping out, though, so I'm going to assume that it was, in fact, a 9 pool. Zerglings being produced. They're going to push down, and this is going to be really close, because that's the thing on Tau Cross. You can send that Overlord to basically the third spawn. If you don't see anything there, you know where your opponent is, essentially, and it looks like a drone scout actually going to be sent out. I'm sorry, a drone being sent out to build the secondary while those Zerglings are going to be let loose. They're going to immediately know where to go, though, because coming across this gap, you don't see any SCV activity, you don't see any sort of Marine activity, so you know basically the bottom right spawn, the one that hasn't been scouted yet, is in fact where your opponent is, and he's pushing down. The first Marine still has not been produced. These Zerglings are going to be able to push through the supply depot, I'm fairly certain. Marine hanging outside the gap, but honestly need more SCVs on the front. Gas being mined in the meantime for Ekim, so it looked like Ekim was in fact going to go for some sort of tech build early. Second Marine being produced momentarily. Zerglings crashing down, and we'll see if this will be enough to defense. He's going to have to do some sort of crazy micro here. Zerglings pushing up, they're holding up short. I forgot this Tau Cross, the supply depot does in fact block that gap, and with that single Marine he is going to be able to put up a defense. 2 Marines have been produced, and I think that's going to be enough to fight this off. The Zerglings coming back around, just going to hang out there at the secondary and deny it in. 2 additional Zerglings coming down, but really needs to get an Overlord scout somewhere in this area so we can see what's happening. A factory going down before a second barracks in the meantime, and we'll see if Cord can sniff this out. Looks like he's going to run these Zerglings up, try to take that supply depot down. Only 2 Marines in the meantime trying to guard that, and that supply depot is going to go down. Looks like Ekim completely abandoning it, just allowing those 5 Zerglings to crash at it. No SCVs coming off the field. SCVs backing off, so now Cord has broken through. Let's see if he goes after that barracks. Yeah, he's going to turn around, just go after the barracks. That barracks most likely going to go down, so it's just going to be 3 Marines and some SCVs to defend against this in the meantime. And no supply depot. That losing that supply depot early was absolutely huge. You can't continue producing supply. Doing an excellent job of moving around the SCVs that they were and killing and just picking off those Marines. Wow, Cord doing an excellent job with this Ling harass early. It looks like he's going to be able to take this barracks down. The final Marine pushing up with 3 SCVs alongside, once again going after, just coming around, almost able to pick off the Marine. Wow, 20 health, SCVs coming off the line to repair, but the barracks falls down. The barracks is down. Wouch. So barracks down. Finally, those Zerglings taken out. Another supply depot going down on the front. Actually, a starport going down in the front now, so it was in fact an early drop. But the question is what is he going to throw in there? Maybe some vultures alongside. It's going to be a while before he can produce some Marines here. And getting a creep colony on his front door in the meantime for Cord. He's got 3. Wow, already teching the lair. He's got the 3 hatcheries up. He's doing a pretty good job mining gas. And so with just 8 Zerglings early, doing a lot of damage inside Ekim's base. Ekim starport is going to be online momentarily. Getting a machine shop down in the meantime. Also putting down an armory. So going quick like Goliath or something along those lines. Some sort of machine shop build. Usually you need 2 gas to do so. But maybe he'll be able to get something done with that drop. Second gas going down in the meantime. Also a creep colony on the front door. Honestly, I don't think that Cord even needs the creep colonies. If he just had some scouting there, he is completely in the dark. Spire now going up, and that's going to be deadly versus this drop attack. We'll see if there are in fact, we'll see if there are in fact Goliaths that are going to be able to deal with these Mutalisks momentarily. There's and it's Wraith being produced. Wow, a Wraith being produced instantaneously out of that starport. So just a single Wraith. I'm not sure. I don't see second starport going down in the background. Still that armory up as well as that machine shop. So we'll see what he can do, though, with just a single Wraith. Usually you need more Wraiths out by now, and you need to get that second starport down a little bit earlier, I think, for this to work. But maybe he'll be able to catch Cord by surprise. I don't see any Overlords that are out in the field. 3 Sultan colonies on Cord's front door. Obviously, they don't attack air. Spire is about 3/4 the way done, and now that first Wraith is out. It is floating out in the field. It is, oh man, it's headed to the wrong spawn. He didn't get that scout off. He immediately blocked himself in. So going to the wrong spawn first. I still don't, Cord still has no idea this is coming. But that's more time for the Spire to go up. Spire at 500 health. We'll give the marker right now. So 500 health. Only 100 health left to go on that Wraith. Now pending into the base. A couple Zerglings coming down. 2 tanks have been produced in the meantime. Barracks going up. Looks like additional Wraith is going to be produced. The single Wraith in the back of the base, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It's got to kill a lot of Overlords, and that Spire is already up. I've got to assume that Scourge are going to be produced. Second Overlord being produced in the back of Cord's base. Cord is going to have a lot of Mutalisks momentarily. I see several eggs turning into Mutalisks. So I've got to assume that's basically all the available larvae and resources going into Mutalisks in the meantime. And with just tanks down, it looks like there has been a Goliath produced alongside those 2 tanks. But honestly, a single Goliath. Oh, dropship produced in the meantime. 2 tanks being loaded into the dropship, and they're going to head up to Cord's base. We'll see if Cord can defend against this. Scourge running into the Wraith. The Wraith is down, and now it's going to be Mutalisks up against a dropship, and with 2 tanks contained therein, and that's going to be absolutely devastating. I don't see. Actually, it looks like that dropship did unload the 2 tanks, continuing to produce Goliaths, but Ekim in a lot of trouble here, trying to get a second command center down now to maybe get some more economy going. But I don't think he's going to be able to stop this Mutalisk harass if he just pushes. If Cord pushes in right now, he will end the game, because those Mutalisks basically 6 Mutalisks versus 2 Goliaths, and those Goliaths very slow, aren't going to be able to defend anything. And it looks like the third Goliath has been produced. That'll make it somewhat better. Now the Mutalisks pushing in, and that main completely getting worked. Let's see the 2 Goliaths pushing back, but they've got a lot of ground to cover, and they're just not very maneuverable. And I don't think their Char and Booster upgraded in the meantime. I don't think Ekim's had enough gas. No, they are not Char and Booster upgraded. That dropship almost getting picked off. It's at half health. 3/4 health, that 44 HP, and those Mutalisks still running rampant. Tank's probably going to get picked off as well. Now, oh man, taking down the supply depot at the front door with the Zerglings and the Mutalisks alongside. Those Goliaths are going to have to go and try to concentrate there. But in the meantime, command center SCV that was building there getting picked off. These Mutalisks look like they're going to take damage here, and they're going to just leave time for Cord to open up the front door as more Mutalisks pour in. Those Mutalisks plus the Zerglings are just going to be too much. More Mutalisks pushing in. I got to assume that Ekim's going to GG in here momentarily. Just 2 Goliaths and 2 tanks and 1 Marine that just died. His base is completely broken down. So going for some early cheese, but it just did not pay off. Cord did manage to break down the front door. Looks like Ekim still not GGing, trying to get some turrets up in the background. It's not going to happen. More Mutalisks pushing in, but Ekim's going to fight to the last SCV, finally GGing. Looks like he only had about 5 SCVs left in his base. 1 mining gas there. Ouch. So Cord taking it early, and that just shows you early game stuff can lead to big leads later in the game. That initial 8 Zerglings just did all sorts of damage inside Ekim's base, and ouch, really disrupted that build. Looks like he was going to try to go for some sort of Lomo S build. Looks like Cord in the meantime had actually expanded to the upper left-hand corner as well. So anyway, Cord handily taking that down. Ekim putting up a pretty good fight, though, I would say, considering the circumstances that were dealt him. Pretty fast games thus far. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Nevertheless, thank you for listening. So at this point, it is going to be Nrg 2-1 over Shock.